Good evening, and welcome to another live stream of Dune Awakening. We're just chilling out at the moment. We've had a busy week. Apologies as well for those that I didn't catch on Thursday and Friday. Unexpected real life events happened, which meant unfortunately I wasn't able to stream. However, we are back this week and revving to go. Taking a chill out. I didn't actually realise you could sit down on these seats, but I found out the other day after being in one of the actual main NPC areas that I'd noticed you could sit down on a seat. I thought that's weird that you can't sit down in your own seats at home, and I actually went back and found you could. So I'm not sure if that was a new thing that they've introduced or whether or not that's always been there, but it's certainly something I hadn't realised. So yes, nice thing to find out. Okay, so our goal last week was to run enough missions to make at least 80,000 Solari. We needed that in order to buy the Harkonnen construction set, at least the main part of it. There is more you can buy additionally to it, but essentially we smashed that record in just the 3 days, with a little bit of help from me running stuff outside of the stream as well. But by the end of Wednesday, we'd actually already smashed the goal and got to 120,000 Solari. So 50,000 over our target. So had we carried on Thursday and Friday, we would have no doubt, got ridiculous numbers and been able to have got even more. What I have done is, as you can see, this is no longer looking like an Atreides door anymore. I've actually replaced a lot of the doors with Harkonnen doors now. I wasn't sure how this was actually going to work because they are very distinctive or very different styles. However, I actually have found a nice way of at least incorporating the doors. The outside of the door is almost like a goldy colour, which actually personally, and it could be just because I'm biased and I love gold, but I do think the gold actually matches the outside of just the normal stone, and the inside of an Atreides base is pretty dark anyway, and it just happens that the outside of Harkonnen base is obviously black on the main colours, but on the doors are actually kind of like a darky brown colour, which I think actually matches really nice. It's almost like the Harkonnen doors are made for Atreides in some ways. And the actual stairs, well, at least from the stairs I was able to get, because I'm a Harkonnen, I've only got a very basic set for the Atreides set. So I don't actually have stairs for the Atreides, but I actually really like the Harkonnen ones. Again, they're kind of like this goldy colour on the inside, which is far better than the base ones I had been using, which were just like chrome. Again, they actually set off really nice. I think it matches the rest of the interior. So that's that. We've also got a tall door, which is also, and these doors are pretty cool, I think. Not just a single door, it's like loads of little parts that come in and out. I think they are pretty cool. Again, at the very top I've changed these round, so again the outside to inside, which on it from the outside looks really, I think, quite nice. On the inside it doesn't clash badly, at least. Yes, it's mixing modern with like old in some ways, but my architectural skills kind of tell me that that's pretty cool. I think I'm not an architect, but if I was an architect, I think it would be quite cool. We have also started building this really big tower, and there's the outside of the actual building as well. Yeah, we start building this tower. The whole idea is essentially I did originally want to build it out, and our neighbours over the road that were literally over on that other rock have moved out, and I was actually hoping that I could actually, when they moved out and disappeared, that I'd be able to like put a land extension out and build a big kind of like space base over that side and a walkway in between. Now there is a no build zone that's in between here, but I thought it might be able to span over it because this is way above that area. But it turns out that's not how these land extensions work, and yeah, essentially you can't just say I want to start over this length. It actually takes up the whole of the vertical as well. So there's actually no way of me building over to that other side, because in between me and, well, this side and that rock, there's a no build zone. So I'm never going to be able to build over there. So my choices were, as I could either build this way, which I can do that. There is no one below me, and I could build out that way. I considered that, but it's not really, like, it was never in the style and intent of this particular build. So yeah, we're not going to be doing that. And my neighbours there are very unlikely to build that. In fact, they've done land extensions recently, I can tell, because when I put my own extension in, you can see all the land of other people around you as well, and I can see they've extended their land out. So instead of that, I decided I'm going to build vertically. I'm not sure how many levels I'm going to do. They'll come out very similar to this, but the whole idea is that we also have just about below here, I think, we have a main structural rock around here, which is in the very centre of our core, near the end, which is what's allowed us to build out like this far. So my idea being is I'm going to build a central column here, essentially, which will facilitate us having a massive platform on the top. And what we're going to do is create a big air base on the very top. We may have some like sub-level type things as well that we can use. Depends how like adventurous I want to take that part of it. But yeah, the Harkonnen part is essentially going to be our space base, or at least our kind of, whatever you want to call it, an airport. Yeah, you know, it's not suppose space because we're not really going to space, but a local airport for the Arrakis itself, and for our guild members and stuff. So, and that's really because this one down here, obviously it can't be expanded out, which is what I was really initially hoping. But yeah, that's not going to be possible. We can only build out as far as we have done so far. We can't even build out like a little bit more that I was hoping to, like to have it a little bit rounded. But yeah, that's not even going to happen. We have literally built the borderline. We can obviously land one ornithopter here, which will allow us some supplies to be done. But yeah, the whole main concept now is that we build up, and that tower, which has ladders, well, not ladders, but stairs that go up, will it be how you get up and down to that area. So yep, that's that plan. Okay, well, I'm pretty much ready, I think. I haven't really done much prep work. Actually, we'll drop off the money, because just in case we die, I'd rather not drop the money while we're out. We'll get rid of that. Actually, what we're doing, that's not mine. We'll get rid of that the other way around. Actually, I should probably repair that and take it with me. One of the missions require you to scan something. I just don't know when I'm actually going to get to that mission, because at the moment what I've been doing is I've been running the actual missions that allow me to progress the Harkonnen sort of like mission line, and the main reason for that being is that I really want to get the characters up to the highest ranking level you can with Harkonnen, because there's certain things that you can't buy until you are that top rank. So over the weekend, while I've been doing the fixes, I've also been running the Harkonnen missions, which have literally zigzagged me across the whole map. Literally, it's like every time I need to go to a mission, it's the one side of the map. I need to hand the mission in, it's literally right the opposite side of the map. And ideally, you'd normally do all the other missions in between, and it'd take you ages to do all those missions and try and run this Harkonnen thing. So I'm trying to accelerate at the moment, just doing the Harkonnen ones, just so that I can level them up, and we can always go back and do the other missions later on. Also, what we did as well while we were at the weekend is we also upgraded all our water as well. So we now actually have, for for me a ridiculous amount of water, but it's a it's a reasonable amount more really for what I should have at this point in the actual game. So we have now 201,000 storage capacity for water. Everyone pretty much knows water is vital in this game. Everything it is the source of real money in the game in some ways. However, you can't obviously trade with it. But yeah, all of these water containers are essentially now each contain 25,000 milliliters, and we now have like 8 of them all together. We have upgraded how we get water as well. So I'm no longer a vampire. I've retired. Now I just steal the bodies instead. So now we've got 4 of these. These are the tier 1 death still beds. You can get the top tier ones, which I was actually going to do. The top ones are really efficient. These ones are essentially when you put a body in, they will in an hour give you 20,000 or 25,000 water. If I put it in, it should tell you. Oh, it doesn't tell you. If I was to put a body in, it would tell you. I think it's 25,000. So yeah, it is 25,000 because my current setup means that I can put 4 bodies in, and within an hour I'll get 100,000 water, which is ridiculous. Like I would have it would take you hours and hours to get that if you were to just do blood runs, plus the fact of the amount of resources you're having to do to repair the blood, like extractor, and then all the bags that you got to carry, which also take up loads of room. This approach is like 10 times better. So what I do now is I've also built a buggy, and I'll go hit a local area in the buggy, kill the local residents, essentially, pack them in the buggy, and then bring them back, put them in this chest here, which you can obviously go to any of the actual things, but obviously I'd go to the helicopter, not the helicopter, the buggy, and then just drag them out. As you can tell, this is the last time I did a run. I've still got stuff in here where I've not actually, all I've literally moved out is just the actual bodies. This is all the other loot that I actually got when I did that last run. Each run gives me about 8 bodies, so I only actually have to probably do a run a day at max, but even then I didn't even have to do that, if I'm honest. It's like I'm not going to use 100,000 at the moment unless I start building aluminium or jorium, because jorium is like 1,000 per unit you build or something like that, or is that plus santium? I don't know, but essentially as you start to get towards these end tier resources, you essentially also start to drink through that water for whatever you're using, and the higher the grade on tier of the gear that you're building, the more water it uses. So that setup, while it looks quite impressive in some ways in comparison to what I had with my 60,000 liters previously, this is like 4 times that, and also you can fill it within like a couple of hours in my current setup. However, you should probably know me by now. I'm not resting there. I have actually got all of the setup for all of the beds that I'm going to be putting in. So when I actually get this in properly, I will be able to fill this in less than, well, I'll do it in an hour, but I'll actually have I'll have the capacity to do about 240,000 or 250,000 in an hour water, which is really, really good. Even if I'm doing all the high tier stuff, that also takes longer to actually process and do all the oil refinement as well. So by the time all the water gets done, even if I'm doing the highest stuff, that should do me for pretty much most of it at this stage. At one point though, I will change these from these tier 1 ones to the tier 2 or whatever they are, the top tier ones. They do require durium, and a lot of it, and they require more component parts, but they do double the amount of water back to you, which is something I want, but the problem is it's the trade-off at the moment. It's just a lot of resources to put into a bed that I can get away with doing more beds and using steel. The only problem I've got is those beds also use almost the same amount of power as those other beds, and obviously I need a hell of a lot more of these beds to do the same sort of amount that the top tier beds do. So instead, now I've got all of these, which are the tier 2, I think, wind farm. These output 150 power each, and those death beds actually use 200. So each one of these does just under one of the death beds. So essentially, I have to run 5 of them in order to be able to run those 4 death beds. So rather than turn them on all the time, because obviously I'm not going to make water all the time, and actually the power that I'm already providing to the rest of the actual base is sufficient power, so I only actually need to up the power when I'm running those death beds. So essentially I turn them off all the other time and then just switch them on when I need to. I've half filled them at the moment, and they're actually a hell of a lot cheaper to run actually than the normal stuff. People complain a lot about having to do the lubricant for this to actually make these run, and that's how they actually operate. You fill them full of this lubricant stuff, which actually must be electrically charged lubricant, because you need battery cells to make this lubricant. And essentially, yeah, this lubricant time for each one you make. So you use 2 cells, 3 silicon, I think, or 1 silicon. Can't remember how many silicon you use for each unit, but each unit gives you back 5. So you put 2 power cells in, and you get 5 units back out. I did the maths on it, and it works out that it's actually about 2.5 times more from it. So it means that you don't have to. You can effectively not need to go out and get as many like power cells. I was considering switching all my power over to it. However, I've decided against it just because the power cells are real easy to get. It just means no additional processing. I know while I do this additional processing for this, just to switch this on, this can be switched on and switched off within a couple of minutes, and I'll only run it while I'm actually running on death beds, as long as I actually remember to switch them off, which could be a thing. So yeah, check back with me with regards to how good my memory is at remembering to switch it off. But other than that, yeah, I think we're good. So, first mission of today. I think. Trying to think off where did I leave our stuff. So we're now working out of the fortress Harkonnen, which is one of the fortress that we went to first time a couple of weeks ago, but we have been to it a couple of times last week. So that is our main place we go to now. We don't need to go to the trade. We've literally killed or done all of the missions now at our home base area, mission area at the anvil. So there's nothing else to do there anymore. We've pretty much sacked off the Harkonnen guy that was there, who was obviously using us in order to be able to try and get his rank back. However, his boss, or someone more senior than him in Harkonnen, essentially warned us and advised us that we were a target of him next, and that we should go and see them and stuff. So we're now actually doing missions for them, and we now rank above that other guy anyway. Apparently, that's what I've been told. I don't actually know what that other guy is, but we are a rank now of contractor. Apparently, a contractor. Great. Contractor. It's sounds like grunt to me, but hey go. We're a contractor. I think you can get up to mercenary. So mercenary is the top level, and that's what we're aiming to get towards, so that we can free ourselves and get anything we want. But one thing you will notice is I'm now wearing red and black, and that's because one of the things I also bought was the Harkonnen kind of look or colour scheme. What do they want to call it? Light livery or whatever. What did I just do? Press the wrong button. Oh. I hate when I do that. Okay, so I just need to work out where we're at with regards to our missions. See, this is our first mission that we got. So you don't know me, but I've been watching you. I like what I see. Maximus fans have you killed and take credit for your work to save his career. So as you can see, he was literally trying to just play us off and get us killed so that he could take all the credit, and obviously not have someone trying to turn around and say that they did all the work and he was just trying to take credit for it. But apparently we've been watched all up the whole time, and now we're working for this person. So where I've got to at the moment is I've gone through and done a couple of different quests all the way through to the last one I did, which was the Red Scorpion. That mission was absolutely as hard as you want to call it, especially with my current gear. My gear's actually pretty good, but it's not the top gear, and it's not even second to top actually. It's Durium, and there's 2 levels above where I'm at the moment. So yeah, we're not doing too bad, I guess. Actually, I say 2 levels. My armor is actually the second from top level, but my actual guns aren't. My guns are aluminium, so I could potentially improve the guns. It's just expensive, so I'm gonna wait probably and try and hold out if I can, and just jump from where I am at with the aluminium until we can go up to the top tier ones. So this will be our current mission that we'll go on and do now. Secrets of the Stone Sentinel. So we need to go to the Fireflies Home Base, which I think actually this is where I think it is, which is where I'm going to head now. Or we'll be alright. And if it's not, I'll have to change tack. Oh yeah, we also had a nice incident. You might have noticed I've got 2 of these ornithopters. What a funny story. So I was out doing a jasmine run in the nice radiated lands beyond her, and let's just say I over pushed my luck and might have spent a bit too long there, and well, let's just say I died and I didn't have a helicopter, and I panicked because I was like, oh my god, my ornithopter. And I really wanted to get my ornithopter back. I wasn't too much bothered about the loot. Although I actually, even though I died, I actually dropped some loot, which is quite funny. Well, I say dropped some loot. I actually had some loot on me still, so I still had a lot of the actual mining stuff that I had, because I was actually running back with like the stuff I'd literally just mined back to the ornithopter when I died on the way back to the ornithopter, due to radiation sickness, obviously, for being there too long. And I was like, how am I going to get there? I need to get my ornithopter back. So I ended up spending 2 hours to essentially get all the stuff to make another ornithopter. Luckily, I'd already done an actual run to do an aluminium run, so I had like 80% of the aluminium I needed. I did need to do another run, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And I also had done a run as well to get the stuff required to make the cobalt paste. So literally, what I had to wait for was essentially the time it takes to do aluminium refinement, which I didn't realise it took as long as it did, but it actually does take a hell of a long time to actually refine each unit of aluminium. So I ended up spending about 2 hours waiting pretty much for all the aluminium to do. And while the aluminium actually was doing the 80% of it, I went off, did a run in my like bike, got all the way out there, got all the way back, and yeah, like it was actually still running. So I put in the rest, waited for another like what seemed like forever, finally got everything made, put everything together. I had to go off and do another run to get some other stuff as well. I can't remember what it was I was missing, but I was missing some other stuff, which I did try to buy on the player market, but I couldn't buy it because it's normally stocked, but this time it wasn't. And I was like, that's typical, just as I need it. So I spent 2,000 slurry or 2,500 slurry trying to get to this place to go and get some of this like special stuff that I needed to get to make it, which I think it was actually the complex machinery parts, if I remember rightly, that I needed. So I went to try and see if I could buy that on the player market, but it wasn't there. So I ended up having to go to the Firefly's actual base, where you go underground and you can get quite a lot by just doing a run through their base. So I went and did that run anyway. I got what I needed pretty fast, and then got back out. Got all the way back to my base, and that aluminium stuff was still cooking, which is quite funny. Doing all these things in order to put this stuff, but the thing I was waiting on the whole time was the aluminium. So yeah, lesson learned. I've now got 2 ornithopters, so I feel more confident, because now I can think, well, I can be out somewhere, I can use this ornithopter to a certain degree. Hopefully it never gets eaten by a sandworm. Loads of people have talked about that, and I've seen quite a lot of funny videos on it actually as well. But I've been lucky enough so far that I've not had the sandworm eat any of my good stuff. Like when I got eaten by a sandworm, I was literally trying to run over it with just me and my clothes and whatever was in my backpack, and there wasn't much in the backpack because I emptied it on purpose. But I've never actually lost anything of significance, but I've watched quite a few videos of people getting glitched out and stuff like that. I just need to see whether that is. But yeah, it's pretty funny, I think. These people getting well, it's not funny because at the end of the day, like, I would cry my eyes out if that was me, to a certain degree. But yeah, these sorry people. Oh, it's there, is it? Okay, that's weird. That's not sandflies out there, is it? Let me just double check that again. That can't be the sandflies. That must be the sandflies. Yeah, that's the sandflies. It's showing around circle around it, and that usually means that it's on the mission that you're tracking, but this is actually tracking 2 missions at the moment. So you've got the purple one and the blue one. The purple one is the one that's at the what I call a stadium, the one with the electrified worm that's there, and then the other one, which is the sandflies one. So that's the one. Actually, this is the one that I do the complex machinery part of. Very go-to place to get complex machineries. Yeah, there are other places you can get it. It's just not as consistently as easy. Some of the other places you can get it is in the testing stations, but you have to go quite far into the testing stations to even start getting them, and you don't get that many. Like you get enough if you're doing a run. Don't get me wrong, you get about 30 sometimes, but in this place you can get like way more than that. I am going to do a video as well on how to fly an ornithopter without any fuel, like what I'm doing now, essentially gliding like an eagle. Because I'm not actually sure that how many people actually do any of this, like glides and stuff. Yeah, it's actually the way you should be doing it. Other than obviously the plan. I think actually it's just around the corner. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's around the corner. That's the other one. Yeah, this is the other one, I think. Let's just check them. Yeah, it will be. More like it usually goes to anyway. I started to question myself then because I'm thinking, well, actually, there is another base down there. I've never actually been to it, and it could have some flies in it. This one I know has some flies in it. Do anything. I've noticed like my things on the right places, like that shouldn't be there. Oh, it's almost dead. I need to get more. I need to repair that. I think the reason I haven't repaired that, to be fair, is because I actually want to get the next tier up, like a Mark 5 or Mark 6 if I can. But Mark 6 you require, well, you need to go into the deep desert, and I haven't been out there yet. I'm not sure my gear's good enough to go up that far. And everyone keeps going on about like how you have to be ready to go up there. Seen someone. Then it disappeared. I would say this is the hardest bit, but I don't know. Kind of the hardest bit to get started. No guy. Use like penetrators, but oh, actually that worked. Surprising. Yeah, I found the penetrators, like, while they do penetrate the shield, they don't exactly hit too hard. Not against these guys that have like very big tanks. Half expecting to see a sword person come at me in any second because I haven't seen any yet. There's usually a few of them. Well, maybe I killed them. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing someone. There should have been an extra person at least. I'll see them probably in a minute, jumping at me, see me jump on my skin. They usually come behind me every time. So it's like clockwork. As soon as I think I'm like clear by myself and there's no one there, it's like there's always someone that comes out that would work. Looks like we are clear there for now. Last time I came through as well, I actually went all the way through. Because there was a guy here at the same time as me, so together we actually walked through it really fast. Because we were able to clear everything a lot faster. But the problem I had was I left my bike this side and he had a non-cop the other side. So I ended up having to come back by myself and all of this started respawning. So I was literally like trying to get back through, and obviously because I have my bike this side, he just went off in an ornithopter. I was like, yeah, why did I leave my bike this side again? Like, totally got that wrong. So yeah, now I make sure if I ever come here again, it's like, make sure I actually do not leave my vehicle this side. And have the intention of just going through, because if you go all the way through, which I hadn't realised, there's actually like another entrance on the other side. Yeah, so you can just walk right through and you have to come all the way back through again, which is probably why this respawns so fast. And I hadn't realised that, so not the best in my approach, but hey ho, you learn and you live, and that's what happened. Could be like 2 people up there somewhere. I can't see them, but I know they're there. I've seen someone behind me then, it's like, yes, and they stab us again. Got behind me. Holy people. That'll probably get quite a few of them after me now, because I didn't kill them fast enough before they start shouting that they need help. Liking the dungeon music, which came across that playlist the other day actually. Quite trendy. Kind of matches the game. It's a bit kind of like, I don't know, feels kind of Middle Eastern type music, which is definitely deserty type music in my eyes. They're in here. Just heard tapping sounds. That sounds like a sniper having a shot at me. No, I just need to go that way. The sound of a tapping sound next to you is usually the sound of a sniper. I've got very used to little things like that. I think that's a spice harvest. Okay. Oh god. Always someone. You come on. Vapor is quite far. Yeah, as you can tell, I don't do pistols. Oh, I did pistols at the very start. Like, I just find the pistols is just like really pants. Like, they're good if no one's got a shield, but everyone in this end part has a shield, so it's kind of like really pointless. They do next to no damage, even when someone does have a shield, and when someone has a shield, you've got 0 chance. Yeah, you can see all the like things I'm picking up at the moment, which are great for building stuff. You definitely need it. Quite a few of these components for building the ornithopter. The actual wings that require the complex machinery parts. And this is why I'm just checking all these boxes, because I can never remember which the boxes can open, which can't, but which ones you can. Or the kind of looty ones. Those other ones are just ammo, but oh, I almost walked into someone. Dude, it takes forever to shoot at you. rangefinder as well. I should actually go up to where the other guy is actually, because they'll have a rangefinder on as well. You need them rangefinders if you're making some of the like rifles. To be fair, like I haven't got tons of them, but I've got enough to make hopefully my next tier rifle. Industrial pumps. Ooh. Like two people there, not even doing anything, just talking to each other. Sword person. They even like dart off somewhere and then like I can't see where they've gone. Oh, there they are. Come out. Invade me, boy. Bit unfair when I use that, but hey ho. Name in the game. Go around for sword around here, just in case like some swordy comes out at me. Hard shooting someone with that sniper rifle. Especially the speed everyone moves. It's like near impossible to hit them at close range, and even when you do hit them, they usually got a shield up anyway, so unless you're lucky to get the poison out of them, you're best like hitting them before they get the shield up. So if they've already got the shield up, it takes a lot of hits to get past the stuff sufficiently. We get there. Did anyone see him? It looks like there's just one there, but I'm not 100% confident that that's definitely just one. Oh, there's two. There's one there too. I want to try and take out the one on the left first. Come down and see if we can separate them a bit. I want the gun to probably come down first. Is what we want. We don't want the guy with the flamethrower to come first. He probably will come first, but I prefer the one to come first. It'd be easier. Oh, I knew you knew it'd be him. Oh, he died rather easy, easier than normal. Completely missing fires. Didn't know what's going on with it then. Like shoot either side of him and above his head. Everywhere but where his head was. Great. Didn't think I've done that in a while. I was just going to try and get the wristband that's on the table, but this wristband must be for that room, or is the other one? The other one? I swear I've seen one on the desk. Confused why there's one there as well. So that opens that. Oh, that's not a wristband. Oh, I thought it was a wristband.
We need to recruit some medical people into the movement. A real physician would be nice, but any sort of chemist or medic would be a start. We've had several folks taken ill, and there's not a lot we can do for them out here. The whole crew that flew off with Yates on that salvage recovery job have come down sick. Some of them are in a real bad way. People are blaming that bad spice that's supposed to be going around. No one wants to go near him now. Poor soul.
That's what we needed for the mission, that like AC thing, because essentially what we're here for is to recover some stuff that was stolen from a shipment, and apparently that was it. So we've got that stuff back now. Now we just need to get out of here and hopefully survive. I hope this stuff hasn't respawned too fast. This seems to respawn very fast around here. We're about to go down this tunnel. This is the way out down here. The reason I didn't have my shield on. I swear I put that one a minute ago. Clearly didn't. Else it would still be on. I've not been to the very end. I've been down this part, which is how I know from the guys to say you can get out down here. If I remember correctly. There's a very small chance, I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure I might.
We have you now.
Hate this game sometimes when it glitches out like that. You see, obviously, when I used the power against him, he became invisible. Trying to hit him, he can't hit him, and he's just like, yeah. I hate when the game glitches like that. It's really annoying. It doesn't glitch as bad as some of the things I've seen on some funny show on Dune, but like, it's not good when it does some things like that. Like, I'd be more devastated if it glitched out when I was in an ornithopter in the middle of the desert and a big sandworm comes along and eats everything and you lose everything. However, even in situations like that, it can be quite annoying. So this is where we'll be able to get out as soon as I can clear some of these. Ooh. There's another flamethrower guy. Really common in the end part, but I just see a knife it. Oh, I hate this game sometimes when it does that. Need to move back because that flamethrower is coming out as well. Can't handle this guy and
Eyes on hostile.
to be fair, I was in a boss room the other day, and there was like there was a flamethrower guy who was the boss, and then there was like two sword people as well, like his assistants. Oh my god, I was like literally bouncing like a rabbit around the whole friggin' room for like, I don't know, must be about 20 minutes, trying to avoid these two fucking knife people, trying to get them down, because every time I went to take one down, the other one would turn up just in time to save the other guy, so I couldn't give them the kill and blow. Got this flamethrower guy constantly trying to flame me to death. It's just absolutely ridiculous, but we got there at the end. I managed to get Like, I had to go through it in order to get out of this place. Because there was no way back. And the only way was to go forward. But, yeah, I ended up dying a couple of times. I was tempted to just leave my gear there, because I'd done the mission, but to be fair, I had good stuff on me, and I didn't really want to leave it there, so I stuck with it. I think we are out of here, so get the helicopter and we go. So now we'll be going back all the way down to the map. So we're here at the moment, like one side. Well, not quite the other side. I suppose yesterday I was out here doing missions, and now I have to go all the way back to here, which is some distance. Like, it doesn't look much there, but it's like it is a distance. Especially when you're just trying to do a mission run, and each time you need to do it, you need to go all the way back to this start, hand the mission in, just for them to send you back to the other side of the map again. It's just like, oh, that's annoying. It's like, can't you just do the chain without me having to come all the way back each time? For the reason I've got, like, I haven't got something where I should have it, and got something else there. Like, that's in it. That thing I had on me there was in a base extender. Don't know why I brought that with me. Really well prepared today, as you can tell. I've got pretty good at navigating around this place now. By bike, by air. It's pretty easy once you get used to all of the various kind of spires. Like, if you're don't know what to look for, then it could all look the same, but once you start to know what to look for, it becomes a lot easier to navigate. I mean, you get some really good distance as well by gliding. Like, I'll show you now where I'll glide up to a height which you wouldn't be able to go up to if you were, well, I suppose you could, but you would absolutely rinse your fuel if you were to do it. See, the higher you come up, and we can reach ceiling, which is what that did because it forced me back down. So there's only certain parts of the map where you can go above where I am at the moment, and one of those is like straight ahead there. Like, that part is one of the unlock areas where essentially it goes above other areas on the whole map, but generally the actual map is restricted at about 800,000. That's when I can actually hit it each time, like hovering. But if you were to fly at even the height I'm at now, your fuel would just literally, you'd just see it go down at a very bad level. And as you can see at the moment, I have got much fuel on me, which you could say is a bit risky, and it is, I suppose. I should go back on the way through to the base and pick up a fuel cell to charge it up, but it doesn't bother me, just because once I'm in the air, even like at a small height, I can get back up to this height without actually using any fuel. So, like, the fuel side of things for me is not too much of a biggie, as long as I can get myself started off, which you can do with like next to no fuel. The landing part can be tricky because you still need a bit of fuel to do the land as well, but your hard bank, we're going down there essentially. This is where our main place is at the moment to get our missions for the Harpoonist missions that we're doing. And there's a woman just around here who previously ignored us and wouldn't speak to us and said, we're not important enough. But to speak to her, she's the person who's our contact. So I'll just turn the music on.
I heard a whisper you were headed my way.
And in our bag.
I'll take a look at what you have. That falls in line with the Sandfly's illegal spice trade. Disappointing. I was hoping for something stranger. Still, we should test that sample. I'm sending the sample in for analysis. In the meantime, I want you to report to Peter de Vries, the Baron's own twisted mentat.
Why do you want me to meet him?
While I'm loath to share recognition, I won't make the same mistakes as Maxim. You are an asset worth cultivating.
I'm just a tool like Maxim.
Don't be simple. Of course you're a tool, but I lovingly maintain my implements. Maxim was a senseless swine who blunted his own blades.
To what end are you cultivating me?
Peter cultivates me as a trick up his sleeve should the Baron no longer require him. Perhaps you'll be a trick up my sleeve against Peter. And even if not, you've proven yourself to be a valuable asset in my devious trade.
All right. Any advice for me?
Tell him we're hot on the trail of Skorda. However, I would advise you to be strategic in what information you give him regarding the tainted spice.
What details should I leave out?
I leave that to your judgment. Consider it a test. Or don't. Also, Peter has the most incisive mind I've encountered. His eyes, ears, and mind are like scalpels. And he's a sociopath and sadist. Enjoy.
To be fair, I think every Harkonnen is exactly that, because they all are ruthless people. Like, if you were to typify them in the human race, they'd be like the people who stand on people in corporations. That would be your typical Harkonnen. I'm not actually sure where we're going though. Maybe I just didn't listen properly or correspond with what she was saying. Meet at Harko. Okay. You need to go to Harko village, which is the Harkonnen stronghold. Okay, we may as well go there. I don't really have much that I need to do there for, but it's like a waste of fuel and water. But at least we don't have to pay 2,500 anymore to go there, so. I think our nearest way is literally that way. Actually, I was going to go that way and I just thought I'm hardly going to kill them and get back to their base. Get past this before I try and think about flying. You're running on fumes. I know. The way I like it. Dangerous. We can get ourselves back up. Even if we couldn't, I could just zap it once we're over this side. Not that it's needed. There's our lovely base with our big tower. Slightly back and back. It always feels like I'm further forward than I actually am. I always end up hitting the back of the tail on that back reef part. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you I also sorted out all the boxes. I don't have loads of boxes everywhere anymore. Oh yeah, I've been properly in my time off.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
I'm going to drop all the other stuff off on me as well. So we literally have 2 boxes we need to deposit to now. This one, which will drop all anything that's material wise, and this one, which will literally capture everything else. Yeah, you can see it'll go through the list of all the things it'll drop. Pretty much drops everything The only things that won't drop is obviously things like these that we picked off because we don't have them stored anywhere. That's in the main Cinchi. That's just something I can ditch. Actually, I won't ditch it. I'll shred it. If you get materials for it. But yeah, it's all a hell of a lot easier now. The only thing that I couldn't get to work, disappointingly. So I watched a tip on essentially how you can get everything to move to boxes automatically based on what you want them to do. And essentially, if you fill all of these spots with just like a kind of light arrow, so one unit in each of these, it basically fills this. So what it should do is it should push it to its out circuit. However, that works if every single machine but this damn one. It really annoys me, this one, because this is the one where it breaks everything down and you get all the rare stuff that I then have to manually take all and then drop at the upstairs one. But the way it should work is it should output to circuit 3. However, when this box is full, rather than output to circuit 3, it won't actually let you recycle it. And I don't know why. I don't know if that's a bug or whether that's just me not set something up right. But everything else I set up exactly as I was like advised to do, and it worked. But this one, nope, it will not. It just will not play game. So very annoying with that, but yes. So this one I have to do it manually, but for everything else, when we create it, it actually goes to a centralized outbox, and that centralized outbox is also an inbox for some things, but will also then transition off to another box. So essentially, it does all the heavy lifting and stuff like for me. And these boxes are a lot bigger, as you can tell. So they look like safes, but not like the big safe. These are just aluminium kind of storage boxes. You can also get the delirium ones as well, which I was tempted to do, but again, it was just like I want to keep the delirium until I build the tier 3 crafting stuff, and once I've done all the crafting stuff for tier 3, we'll then go off and do the rest of the stuff. So for now, I'm not building stuff I don't need to for delirium until I don't need delirium anymore to build tier 3 stuff, is the idea. So before I do anything, make sure I fill this up, because I don't think I have done that yet. 73%. Yeah, I didn't think one would be enough. Here's a thirsty machine. Oh, actually, did I actually put 2 boxes on with me? It's fine. So it's full now. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing this for now is because we're going to go to the world map, and the world map uses your fuel and water in order to be able to transition from one location to the other. And if you don't have enough, you then have to go and do some fuel and water stuff, which I've never done. I should probably do just to see what it actually is, but I just don't want it really complicated. I'd rather just go into the world map and have the right amount of fuel and water to be able to transition across without having to stop at these points. One thing I've also noticed as well, for anyone else that is playing Dune as well, is if you hadn't actually noticed yourself, but depending on where you come in and out of the world map, also dictates where you come in and out on this map. So in other words, if you don't want to be in the middle of the desert, which I started to do at the start with, because when you go to Harko, you're going south. So when I came back, it automatically went south, and I kept wondering why I kept getting dropped in the southern part in the desert. And then I thought, well, what if you go to the side? And I found out, oh right, so it literally does drop you wherever you come in. So just bear that in mind if you actually, if you're on the world map and you're coming back, think about actually where you want to be on the map, and go in on that side of the border, because that's where it will drop you off on the world map when you come back into that main map. So we'll go down to Harko. This is the world map. You can't zoom out, really annoyingly. You've got to know where you're going. Which, thank God, there's enough YouTube videos on like where you can find things. But yeah, it's you'd spend a lot of fuel trying to find out where everything is if you didn't. I did go to the Atreides homeworld the other day, which is directly west and up a little bit. Yeah, I kind of went past it and had to zoom back up. So it's west and up a very tidgy bit. Luckily, you've got those round circles, so you kind of home in and see them, and then realize, oh, and then kind of like go, oh, and it's up, which is the reason why I didn't go completely past it. I just went below it, and then I had to go up. There's a map here as well. Our mission is literally right here. Wow, I was expecting it to be the other side. This guy here? Oh, this guy here.
What do you
girl.
have for me?
Guy.
Yes, enough about you. Tell me about this fascinating investigation the two of you are conducting. I've read the reports. Tell me something new.
We're hot on the trail of Saluga, and
A hasty promise. I'll hold you to it. And what of this mystery substance he's involved with? Have you learned anything regarding it?
we'll avoid saying the spice, as we mentioned, and we'll see we don't have a clue what it is.
Really? That is what you'd like me to believe? Go on then, what else can you tell me? Thrill me with something amazing. How bold. All rewards or punishments would go directly to you. I care not whether the credit was stolen or earned, but what you accomplish with it. But be advised, you've given up all deniability. Ponder on that mistake. Huh. What else do you have to tell me? Of course she does. We've made dozens of plots to ruin the other, yet here we both stand. I know no higher form of respect. If neither of us plots your ruin soon, you'll have my permission to take it as a personal slight. This conversation has run its course. Return to Simone, tell her I want that substance and its analysis as soon as it is available. Be advised, I already know the truth to answers you gave. I always know. Look over your shoulder. Leave the light on. Sleep tight.
You know what I mean? Like, they're always so ruthless. I haven't spoken to one of these tradies yet that's been half nice. Like that woman, she's like the nicest. Let's probably do leave it. Let's see if there is anything we need to do. Because it does cost quite a bit to come out here. I've got no money either, to be fair. Unless, I don't think we've got any piece of money off 5,000 salary. She pays like buttons. They all do. They're like these Harkonnen missions. You do not run them for the salary. So when we go back in on the map now, as long as I remember when I get there, because sometimes I don't, we're coming for the right hand side, so that then we'll be right on top of where we actually came in, or should be, or thereabouts. And on this side, that's our fuel. The blue side's the water side, so you can see it'll go down over time. And you can go to these fuel depots that are along the way, water depots as well. These are the rings I was on about that you can see, so you know kind of like there's a major landmark that's there. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in from this side, because that's roughly, actually I've probably come up a bit too much. I should have come in this side, but we'll go in anyway, and you'll get an idea. I'm probably about halfway at the map, which should have probably come in the bottom right, but we'll see. It's close enough. And I'm on the desert, but I'm not in the actual bad desert. Like, this desert doesn't have any sand on it. I'd come in the bottom right corner, we'd be further down that desert. Coming back to here, but oh yeah, we do have to go back to Silent, so it is her. I was just thinking then, I was like, I'm coming back here, but I'm not sure I'm meant to come back here, but I am. Hopefully she hasn't moved anywhere. Sometimes they do move to a different location, but I'm pretty sure she'll be here still.
Well, well, the plot thickens, darling.
The meeting with Peter the Venus was interesting.
You don't say. Peter has instructed that the tainted spice sample is to be delivered to a third party so as not to draw attention. Curious. It feels suspicious, but if all goes well, you will be properly rewarded. I'll send you the rendezvous point. Deliver the package, then return to me.
Oh, it's definitely not going to be that easy. Deliver the package and return to me. Oh, if only it was that easy. Defend for your life is what it will be. Luckily, if you get out of there in one piece. Be there. We are. No, it's not on our straight. It's not on our thing actually. Maybe it's not that one. Oh. Let's say I was pretty sure that was it. Is that not it? Ah, the main one, and that's the other one. So that must be it. I'm pretty sure that's not it, if I'm honest. Let me get out of the thing before I stop using it. Use more fuel than I've used in a week. Out there a sec. Barrel of Blood. That'd be it. What's it called? Secret Delivery. Although it won't be called that. I really find this game really annoying though. There's like, you can look here from at a mission and you look at the map and it's not called the same thing. You've got you like, you have to look at like what this is. So this is meat, that person, and then when you look at a map and you hover over a thing, it'll tell you what it is. So that's not me and Peter. Not me and Peter. That's me and Peter. I knew that one, wasn't it? Okay, we're going to do that. At least it's not it's like halfway across that this time. It's not across the whole thing. I'll whack the music back on now. We're not having conversations with people. I would leave it on for you guys because for you guys, the music to game ratio audio is good. It works perfectly. Unfortunately for me though, I can't hear what they're saying. All I can hear is the music. I have to turn the music off so I can hear what they're saying. Follow this rift, which it's along this rift anyway, so I just don't want to go past it because I've got a feeling it's going to be down the rift, and if it is down the rift then I could quite easily go past it if I just go directly towards it, because I've done that a few times. Because it says the distance is so far away, but it doesn't take into account, obviously, it's also distance off the height as well, so you can quite easily think you're still miles away and you're not, you're right over it. Like we are there. It's just like me thinking, I'm pretty sure it's going to be below us. It is. Down in this dungeony, dark. I hate coming down in this base, for honest. I used to hate it even more when I didn't have an ornithopter, because you can't just have to try and work out how to get down here, kind of like when there's only a couple of ways in, and when you want to get down to the very bottom, the only way you're going to get down there easy is just jumping down there. But I never used to do that, because at first I didn't realise you could just jump on like your bike an infinite amount of distance and still survive. It's like crazy. Where are we going? That looks like it's miles away. Oh, do not tell me it's at the top. That well looked like it's below. That is below. I bet. Oh, it's so hard to tell sometimes. This 3D map is so annoying sometimes to work out where it is. That looked like it was there. It's now moved. So annoying. It could be above us actually now. I'm only saying that because that doesn't feel like 300 meters away. But it might be free. It could be that if it's above us as well. Because that is some drop. Could be like a mid-level maybe. I don't think it's the very top. It could be like mid-level though. You see, like there's the very top distance. You can just about see like the top. I think. Well, that might be the top. But then you can see this one below. I think it might be that. I just don't want to go up there just yet, just to make sure that it's definitely not, because I've done that a few times. Assumed wrongly and found out it was down the bottom. But I think we are literally on top of it now, so. And we're still, according to that, about 200 meters away. Another reason why I love the ornithopter over bike, because if I was on a bike doing this, I'd be like cursing now, because now I'll have to work out how I'm going to get up here. And work out a path that gets up here. Where an ornithopter literally hop in it and then scoot up. I did watch another YouTuber the other day. It said the game doesn't start till you get an ornithopter, and I do have to agree. Like the game becomes enjoyable when you've got an ornithopter, is what I would say. Up to the point of you not having an ornithopter and you've got a bike or you're on your foot at the very start, they are the painful days. You know we're going to get ambushed, don't you? Almost guaranteed. Just make sure we're healed up. We've got all our guns and everything loaded. Do not want to have to half cock.
Identify yourself. Enemy found.
Oh, you knew that was happening. Oh my god. The million of them. How many of them? 4. I hate when it's 2. That one's like 4.
Get them. Your water is low.
Yeah. Peaky gets. Oh my god, I can't even use that gun. I need to use the other gun.
Water is mine.
One dead, one down, 3 to go. Oh yeah, man, it's like this game is so predictable. I hate games when they get too predictable, but this one is starting to become very predictable. Another one dead? Oh, that just went through the shield with the trigger.
Kill them
God, they are relentless. I'm just glad they can't climb. That would have made it even harder. It's because I was half prepared for something like this to happen. I'd already scouted out, oh, there's a potential climb spot. Load all my guns, make sure they're ready in case I can take 1 or 2 of them out before I then run away. But even that didn't really pan out. You're not resurrecting yourself. Assassins. That'll probably be our friend, our friend's friend. See if we go back in here again, if it spawns anyone else again or not. It doesn't. Are you going down? Or oh, I hate this place, it's so gloomy. I should have bought a light as well. I didn't bring a light. We have to climb now, we're harder. Oh, actually, you're supposed to report back. Alright, I didn't realise. I just noticed that. It's me climbing down to it. I don't even want to climb down. Because I'm thinking I need to go down here. I need to get this mission done. And we've, it looks like just us being ambushed is all we needed to do. Makes sense. Although to come all the way out here, just get ambushed, to have to go all the way back again. That's annoying. Like really damn annoying, to be honest. They've got to make you get the content out of it, I guess. We do an under bridge. It was actually that move that made me realise how this mechanic worked. Because I was just messing around with that, and then I was like, actually, you can do this everywhere. And I realised you could actually gain height from it, and in doing so, means that you don't even have to use any fuel whatsoever. In some ways, yeah, you can tell I kind of fluked it across how it worked in some way, because I've not seen anyone talk about it. And it's certainly not anything the developers were doing. Like when I watched the developers using an helicopter, they were just flying around using like fuel constantly. switching it on. They did actually glide in between using it, but whenever they got to a certain height, they would put the blades back on in order to regain height, and that's how I was initially doing it to start with. As if you go back to watch the early videos, you'll see me do, but then I chanced. But yeah, actually, if you glide properly, you don't actually need to ever turn them on apart from taking off and landing. And sometimes if you go to hit a pole, which over the weekend I did hit a couple of poles because I was I think I'd just been playing too long and too hard, and I got to a point where it was also really hot in the UK and I didn't have any aircon properly, so I was just overheated and I'd start to make silly mistakes when flying. But yeah, it's other than like when I'm stressing out and not concentrating because I've been over concentrating, it's actually really simple and easy to do. Even flying around like these poles, like you can use your auxiliary to change rapidly, but all I'm doing for this is I'm literally using the mouse in order to just control the viewpoint direction, and that's how you get this smooth way of being able to glide like the eagle. We're going to hand this back into Simon and see what she wants to say. Tell us about how we escaped our deathly deed that we expected.
Well, the plot thickens, darling.
As always, darling.
Was it now? Do tell.
I was ambushed. You couldn't see it.
And yet you're still alive, darling. Most impressive. Clearly my mentor Peter is clipping away loose ends. We must be very careful.
Did we call her out? Yeah, I don't think so.
Peter is too big a threat now. You will take that tainted spice and poison his food with it. Poison snoopers will not detect it. I will take Peter's place, and you will advance more swiftly with me at the head. I'll make a much more pleasant superior than De Vries, I assure you.
Always plotting against each other, man. It's corporate 101. So now we gotta go kill Simon, which is not going to be as easy as it sounds. Where am I supposed to go and do this? Is it Harko Village or? The keep. Is this the one? We're probably going to get caught doing it. Then we're going to get bribed in order to work for him, and then we'll probably be told to assassinate her when we get caught trying to assassinate him. Like, that's my expected plot split, and I have no idea whether or not that is it, but I've got a feeling that will be it. That's how predictable this big game's becoming now. Let's see whether my prediction is right or whether I'm just a million miles away. But I've got a feeling that's what it's going to be. Winter repeats the storyline. That would be the right storyline if it's a Winter repeat. That's the weird part. You know, did you hear that crash? And then you see the ornithopter just... It's like they got a physical order as well. So what happens if you said no? You just end up being there and dragging down the wall. Or would it send you back out? I don't know. I don't think I actually want to try that one, but I have been wondering over the last couple of days as to what happens if you were to say, no, I don't want to go. And whether it just puts you back where you are as you're crumbling down against the invisible wall. home of the Harkonnen. Going, oh, you just know we're gonna get caught. And we're gonna get split again. Do I need to go through this where he is last time or we're going somewhere else? Oh, we're going somewhere else. Personal supplies. I think I've ever been a little bit. The very first time I came here, I did literally scour everywhere to see what you could climb, see the little hidden areas. After that, I realised there was literally nothing here, other than the little things that it lets you do. I never did it again. Looks like it's on the second level. Like, if he's around, who's going to kill me? That's it. Yeah, but there's like tons of people around here. Everyone's going to know who did it. Cool sign. I wonder if you can actually just try and do that remotely. Like you can finish some missions just by going through this. Like this here. Oh, didn't I? What did I say? We'll be intercepted. He's already caught us now, trying to poison him, and now he's now going to get us working for him. The counter agent. So I suppose we need to now go speak to him at his little perch. Like I wouldn't mind, but I'm having to come back here every single time. I'm hoping that we can do, if he's going to send us back to the main map, that we can finish his missions without having to go back to him every single time. Because that's the unfortunate thing with Simon's ones. The reason why I had to keep going back is because, well, I had to pick up the next mission and she won't give you the mission unless you're there. So you can finish it, but you still need to go and see it. I chanced that one just because I didn't want to go all the way back to there, just have to go all the way back here again. I was hoping it might let me do it remote, and it did, so that's a good tip for you. Always see if you can finish remote.
What do you have for me? I told you at our first meeting, I always know. However, I am delighted you chose to deliver this fascinating tainted spice to me, even if deviously. Oh, my, no. I adore Simone and her murderous attempts. They keep me sharp. And any involvement on your part, well, raises my estimation of you.
That's a good thing. Although, what's not a good thing now is he's probably going to get us to try and kill her.
As a mentat, I know when the Baron will send the executioner. He will hold back just so long as I am useful. To move sooner would be wasteful, and I am yet of much use. I instill such lessons in Simone. When will I send the executioner? My tools must be sharp. I must keep vigilant and constantly diversify my tools. I'm taking over this investigation, and I want you to work directly for me.
I don't want to sound like we're like bum stiffers, because Harkonnens, like they have no loyalty to anyone. Probably didn't even have loyalty to themselves, for Christ's sake. So yeah, we'll not shaft them, but at the same time.
Set the ambush on you. The packet she gave you contained no poison. It was already in my Samuda. You were a distraction and a scapegoat.
Oh,
I might be
knew.
dead if an
Had a
underling of
feeling,
mine hadn't
yeah.
been suffering such horrible withdrawals as to make him dare to use my stash.
Like, when I seen the thing where you could challenge to say, oh, but it's you, but it was done as a deception, I was like, that is probably the answer. However, I'm not going to go down that line. Because I want her to think that we don't know.
Oh, Simone still has her uses, and she's a vicious delight. But I'll be putting her to uses other than this tainted spice mystery. As for you, do not fear. I don't desire your death. That would be wasteful. You are, after all, very useful to me yet. We must know the origins of this bad spice. I detect an imperial hand at play, but I do not know from what direction or from whom. We shall trace the lines of probability back to Skorda. He has answers that can be cut out of him, and he has recently appeared in Arakeen. All probabilities lead to a naive Atreides trooper named Rafe Oslo. He knows Skorda. Find him, and find out what else he knows.
By the way, Skorda's dead.
I cannot go to Arakeen unnoticed, but you can. Be swift. Details are in the contract.
No, he says that. Details are in the contract. Yeah, so that's Skorda guy we actually tracked down. I think he's like on the second or third mission line of Simone. And he was dead essentially. He died in a big sort of plane crash. Well, actually, you'll notice across the whole map there's like a massive broken up ship that's kind of in various different parts, dropped at different parts of the map. He's actually in one of those parts that's radiated, so I went in there with a radiation suit, which was actually good because I ended up having to watch a YouTube video on exactly where it was I was looking for, because I went around the whole thing 3 times and I couldn't find what I was after, so I ended up having to try and find out what it was, and realised it's when I went past like 3 times. Alright. Actually, it's pretty usual, James, isn't it? That way, just like goes past. This one wasn't obvious though. It's literally just a box on the, like not a box. It's like some like shelving stacked over thing with like some guy that, when you notice, is trapped underneath it. However, all I seen was this big box, and there's like tons of those everywhere. So I hadn't really kind of looking out for like this particular one, but yeah, watched the video and then realised where it was. Almost died 3 times trying to get back to this one area that I'd already gone through 3 times and not had any issues getting to it. And the one time I wanted to get to it, I had troubles trying to get to it. I'm not sure where we need to enter on the map, but I'll show you now. Like, so if you come into the bottom, what we'll do now is we'll end up in the southern part of the desert where there's worms, and this will just show you just like how important it is, like strategically when you're coming back, to make sure you come in at the right angle depending on where you want to enter the map. I'm not sure where I need to be on the map, so I'm just going to come into the bottom just to show you. And hope I don't get eaten while I'm here or have any problems. There's over there in the distance now, straight ahead, that's the radiated zone. That's where you get the jasmine from, and that's where I died and had to get another helicopter, because there's no way you can get out there on a bike. You'd be dead before you got anywhere near that. Not from the radiation, but for literally the sideworms. It's just so far away from anything. You'll definitely be gobbled up before you manage to make it there without an helicopter. Good check where I need to go. Also, next week I was thinking of doing a challenge to see how long I can stay in the air in one run. So, yeah, that could be a long time. That could be like hours and hours and hours before James essentially loses his concentration and gives up. Well, I would say gives up, but certainly I'll be tired and just need to like have a rest. Because you could endlessly go at this. Probably just need to land on it, because I need to work out where I need to go. See, when we first got to that, I didn't really want to just stay on the sand in case the sandworm comes along and we get gobbled up. Even though I have a spare ornithopter, I don't generally want to purposely get it eaten. That's the one where we need the scanner. I don't know, it's not that one. This would be counter espionage, wouldn't it? So actually no, this would be this one. Yeah. You have what it takes. Okay, we've done that. Have we? Yeah, we've done that. This must be the one we're on. The Secrets of the Syndicate. That doesn't feel like the right one. That's not the right one. Counterinsurgency. That must be it. Break the training. Scout enemy, engage. Yeah, so this is the one. We've already done this mission. I've actually been in most of these testing stations before I've even realised I need to be in those testing stations, and I make sure I grab everything I possibly can. And there's been loads of things I've picked up that I've thought, well, I may as well pick it up and keep hold of it, which are actually meant for the missions. I'm just hoping that I would mean I wouldn't have to go back into them, but this could be one of them. But we killed the Red Scorpion a while back. However, that event? Oh, that can't be right. That can't be the one we're after. Even though that was counterinsurgency. Well, there can't be any more mission chains, because if there's any more mission chains, it'll say down here there's still more mission chains available. But I don't think this is... Yeah, so this isn't the one we've just got. It's because we were doing one that had sandflies as well. I think this is another mission. That's another mission altogether. And that's also from the trade post at Principal Station, so that won't be it. Crossroads. That's not it. That's definitely not it. That's not it. And it would be... See, it's got to be this one. Everyone. That's not it either. This one is one of the ones we need for our Bane requests, which is obviously why it's got Bane cutter there. And this one, Coop. So is that where we got caught? The origins of the tainted spice. Yeah, so this is Peter Diverse. Okay, so this is the one we want. Oh, we've come back to the wrong place. So Akkreen is the not the Harkonnen, the Atreides home world. Well, hometown, whatever you want to call it. It's not a world because obviously it's still on Arrakis. But we need to go there. So, and I've been stood on the plane while my guy's frizzling in the sun. Never mind. Luckily I caught it before he died first. I think I've probably been a bit of a luck here where I am. Never mind. We'll go to the east because that's the well, we need to go east to the Atreides' hometown. I think my words then. That's the one improvement I would make with this game, is sometimes how the missions are given out. Like, I found it really confusing when I first started playing the game, but even as I've got like very into it, and I obviously play a lot, I still struggle a bit with like how the mission menu is and stuff like that, and how you like link the missions. It just not the most friendly. Like, it could be worse, but it could also be a lot better. Let's go easty. Southeast. Actually, we could just go east because we're going east. We'll come out more than on the east side. Does make a huge difference. Might say it was a bit of fuel because this is free, and it's not free when you're on the world map. There's no eagle gliding out that way. Joking me, like, what? Like, I was expecting to hit like the invisible wall before I got to that. Oh, there's the invisible wall. What? As you can tell, I've never come out that exact area before. I was thinking, oh, we'll hit it in a minute. Nope, we hit the wall. Oh, yeah. Go east. I'm not sure if you use more fuel going across them, so I always kind of circumvent a bit around. But you also seem to get the same there at the same time as some other guy who was level with us, and they went over. So it just shows you going over takes just as long as going round. I've only been here once before, so I do not know my way around this place. Again, it was for a mission. Not nicer though, the Harkonnen base in comparison to the... Well, actually, to say the other way around, the Atreides base is a lot nicer than the Harkonnen base, which is nice in the bar, but apart from that, it's everywhere else is a bit rough around the edges. The nicest ways to put it. The only one thing I actually have found though of the Atreides that is not better than Harkonnen is the Ornithopter skin. Have a look at YouTube for it. The Ornithopter skin for Harkonnen vs Atreides, and tell me what you think. Whether you like the Harkonnen or the Atreides one. I'll be shocked if you say you like the Atreides one over the Harkonnen one, because the Harkonnen one is absolutely mint. It looks like it should be the Atreides one, where it's the one thing in this game that I looked at it and was like, oh my god, what were they thinking when they were doing that? Behind us, around us. Is it in that building over there? Yeah, it's probably that building. Looks like it could be on the upper floors of this building. The only place I've been in while I've been here before is the upstairs in here, and I went actually down the downstairs as well. Picked up a mission down there. But other than that, I've not like been much around here. Like, I'm not really probably welcome around here. I'm a Harko. That's the assistant manager. I spoke to him before. Oh, it could be the bottom of the stairs actually. Not these stairs, I don't think there's anyone there, but at the very bottom of the other downstairs there's a guy near the bottom of the stairs. Could be them that I need to speak to. But you want to speak to me? Here. Okay. It could be up. 12 meters, 10 meters, 7 meters. This guy.
Hey, you again.
As you can tell,
are you? Well, who's asking?
I'm part of the crew. I need to see him.
Yeah, I heard he got jumped by mercenaries when he tried to go off-world. Happy to help. Scored as a hero of mine. I owe everything I am today to him. I was just a street dog on Caladan. I messed up. I was on my way to a prison planet. But Scored, see, he was in the constabulary. He saw something in me. Scored covered it up for me. Got me set up as a recruit in the Atreides house forces. And here I am now. Right. Last I saw, Scorder was talking to one of them weirdo cult recruiters in town. I gotta see one of them.
Thank you, buddy. Wait, did he point? See how much nicer the Atreides speak? They're like very civil to everyone else. Like, if you're speaking to a Harkonnen, even like one of their grunts, like him, who's like a mercenary guy, they'd be like trying to have you off. They wouldn't want to speak directly to you. They like speak in riddles, or it's like, I'll cut your throat, and they only respond if you're going to say, I'll kill you instead. Where are we going? Are we not going around here? I don't see any pens, which are the indicator for me to go to the next thing. Oh, I need to call Peter, that's why. See if we can do that remote. Squad is alive then? What? Since when? We've seen a body that was supposed to be Score's body. And he had a... what's really confusing, he actually had a death kind of memo on one of the memo machines. Whatever you want to call them. And that indicated that the body that we've seen was his body. Clearly it's not if he's hiding among people. So, who do I need to see now? Anyone here? That's over here. I wonder how much money we're getting out of these missions. Probably not much. Oh, actually, Wow. We've done way better than I was expected. We got 20,000 Solari. I was expecting to see like, oh, maybe about 7,000. That's how poor these hard-coded missions normally pay. We've actually got some half decent money. Not worth like doing them if you were just doing them for Solari, but we're doing them for the sake of opening up parts of the game that we wouldn't be able to open unless we do them. That's worth more, I guess, than the Solari. This way. Yeah, this way, and then the first left. Maybe. Could be a left out there though. I've got a feeling it's up there. What is it? There's some woman down here. I spoke to her last time. She's like, I think a Fremen. She speaks very like weird.
Shai-Hulud blesses me with your presence again.
See?
And the coils of providence bring you to us. I am a Naib of the Masquerette. I am a teacher. I am a recruiter. We follow the holy tremis of Shai-Hulud as interpreted by our Sayadina Nala. We honor the tyrant worm by spilling our water. Oh yes, a promising convert. Come to our learning center in the Udum. You will find your friend and perhaps enlightenment.
This weird woman is a Masquerette recruiter. That's basically where that stage and that stuff is. They're the Masquerette. So by the looks of it, we can now go do a couple missions there. I like it when we can do more than one mission at a location because it's like good efficiency. And actually, I've just realised we probably got that extra money from the mission we handed in before that was nothing to do with this timeline, so we probably didn't get diddly squat from doing all of what we've done so far, if I'm honest. We probably did get all that money actually from that other mission. I've only just clicked onto that. Yeah, so now we need to go back to the main map or main world. I want to check where we need to go so that actually if we're going to go to there we need to come in from the left side because that's on the west side of the map essentially, because that's where that stage place is, where the Masquerette are. Okay. I'll need to work out how to get out of here. Exit. Landsrad. I'm not doing any of the Landsrad yet. You need to like, if you're part of a guild and stuff, it's great because you can do it and you'll get all the bonus points and the stuff that it's offered
Sector
on.
weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
That stuff. Coronis storm will hit Arrakis in 2 hours. Okay, so the storm that's on about is the main storm that wipes the map, essentially. It doesn't wipe the PvE zone, but it wipes the deep desert and stuff like that. But it's still, that same storm still hits the normal PvE map, and if you haven't paid your taxes and stuff like that, then it will cause damage to your place because essentially it will remove your shield. So now we need to go back to our main world. A long way around. I need to remember when I get there that I need to go around and come back the other way so that I don't have to literally eagle across the whole map. Now we should be pretty much on top of where we need to be, I think. Oh, but we're in the desert. That's not what I was expecting. Oh, whoa. I need to get out of here. I just realised where I am. I'm in the radiation zone. I need to get back on the world map. I can't be entering there because I haven't got a radiation suit and I can't go through a radiation zone without a radiation suit or die pretty fast. We're coming back out at the top. Should be safer up there. Oh, that almost ended in disaster. Thank God they've got like a little breathing gap, obviously, where they haven't got radiation, but you know, you go any further in. So this is where I was expected to be the first time around here, which is literally not far from where we need to be. So we are going to here. Is that it? Actually, no, that's it. Here. That's where the masquerade are there. Although I think there's only one mission there, is there not? Yeah, and that's the one we had before, so maybe we're not going there. Have to see where we need to go. I need to go back to Harker Village. I thought we already did that. Did we not call them? Ask. And then report back to... Oh, this game. I swear I read that. It said we need to go see the masquerade. We went to the recruiter just to see the recruiter and have to go and see Peter, but now it's going to make us go and see our dude at the Harker Village. Actually, where's the... I don't know where the map is. The edge. Is that above us? That's above us. Good. New and behind it. Posted. Whoa. First time I've actually physically seen it. I hope that actually doesn't cause damage to the helicopter, you know. It sounds like the same as when you crash against a rock. Go around Harker Village. Use up tons more of our fuel. You have to keep clicking as well. It's like, why you wonder, like, you probably can't hear me clicking, but if I don't do that, it'll keep stopping. So you have to keep clicking the direction of the map as it keeps going moving forward. Why you can't just zoom right out and just click on it? It's beyond me. Notice if you actually do anything. Back at Haku Village. Alright. Where are we at? Oh, actually, we need to get the other side. Just thought he's on the other side. Mr. Peter.
What do you have for me?
The ruse worked.
Congratulations, you're a natural at being a ritualistic lunatic. And according to this report, this talent is reaping rewards.
Shall I take undercover assigned further?
I admire your relish for skullduggery, but there's no time to create a proper cover. Besides, I already have an agent. Deeply implanted in the cult. I have received whispers that mysterious mercenaries attacked Skorda. He made a daring escape. Hard to say who the attackers were. Is Skorda a true believer, or is he using the cult as a shield? Attack the cult directly. Bring me Skorda, or actionable information.
His head?
I'll dust off my cult deprogramming torture methods, just in case.
Okay, where are we? Oh, so we're rank 4 now. Hey, we're an agent. Also, I think... Actually, I'm not too sure what the highest level is. 4 was what I was aiming for, because I thought 4 might be mercenary, but... Alright, 4 is agent. So what's above agent? I want to be a general, but obviously everyone's going to be that, so that's not going to be what it is. I've got a feeling it'll be mercenary, like the top rank. Anyway, thank you very much for today, guys. I am going to call it here. Do consider to subscribe and follow if you, depending on what channel you're watching this through. In the meantime, I'm going to call it for tonight. We'll be back again tomorrow at 7 o'clock sharp. So catch us again tomorrow. We'll continue down the Harkonnen trail path of missions. Probably getting no more Skorda, but plenty more deep cutlery missions that are, you know, almost obvious where it's going to take us. We're going to backstab someone else, kill someone else, and probably get killed ourselves, or at least get tempted to be killed ourselves. So thanks very much, and have a great evening.